Stress, stress, stress. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the August 30th edition of Tuesday with Todd. I wasn't sure if we were going to get started, man. I really wasn't sure. I would have figured it out. It looks like an update. Soccer practice starts at 5. Yeah, I'm not with soccer practice. I'm not. The other one starts at 5:30. So this is a hectic week. It's been a crazy, crazy day. But welcome. Welcome. Thank you for doing really good. Tuesday morning. Very proud. Today, talk about 5 things to be successful or fail, right? That's what we're all about, right? We want to be successful. What better time than now, right? A lot of people wait off, oh, next year I'm going to do this, so I'm going to do that. Right? Sorry, when you get in here and look, oh, where are you from? Oh, what's your stuff? It's not a lot of stuff. That's really good. Waiting the friction. That's feel stressful. Feel stressful. So it's a check in with me to see how things go. Here. Darren, hello to you. How's everything going? Darren, good. Good. That's one thing for that order. Bad sound. Thanks, Chuck. Chuck, thanks for letting me know that the sound is garbage. Just why we looking. So let's see if we can fix that. Fix that. And there we go. Chuck, let me know. Sound any better? Because there's nothing worse than bad sound. And nothing's changed, man. Nothing has changed. There's got to be something in the feed issue. I think I just need to buy a whole new setup just for streaming, which is why I asked, others about, what they were using for Apple and things like that, because maybe that's just what I need to do. I need to have one just dedicated to video editing, dedicated to this part of it. I guess I could run parallels for Corel, just all of that. But it is just not, I'm not saying it hasn't been a great day, because it has been an amazing day. We had a great sales day. We also, I'll tell you a little story. I got an email, or I got a message. First, I got a picture of a bill of lading. And for those that don't know, it's kind of like a tracking number, mostly used in freight deliveries, and then you'll get your tracking number after that. So I got a picture of that, was able to track, and I had a package on its way. It was a freight package, and it said that it was 2 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot. I'm like, what the hell is this? 2 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot. So I found it was tracked to our local FedEx terminal, and I saw that last night. Then today it updated and said that it needed a special delivery. So I wasn't sure what was up with that. And then about 10 minutes later, our FedEx office here from Freight calls me and was like, hey, so we have a package that needs to be delivered. Are you available tomorrow between 10 and 5? 10 and 5, right? 10 and 5. Like between 10 and 5, yeah, yes, fine, I'll be available for it. And then they verified address, and they said, will a semi fit there? I said, no, you're not fitting a semi here. I said, the last one that tried, they had to park a block away at the end of our court, and then they had to break out their dollies and bring stuff down. I said, so how big is this? Is it really 2 foot by 4 foot by 2? And she said, yeah. I said, well, can I just come get it? Can I just go load it up and come get it myself? She says, absolutely. You wanted to do that tomorrow, or do you want to do that this afternoon? I'm going to come do it this afternoon. So we went ahead and, went out there 2 foot by 4 foot. Okay, let's fold down the seats in the van. It'll make it easy load in, load out. We'll go ahead and do that. Bring whatever it is in the garage and see. Because at this point, I still wasn't 100% sure what it was I had. Well, we get out there, and lo and behold, it is our white toner printer. And for whatever reason, the skid they were measuring was a 2 by 4 by 4, and it was just a normal size skid. There's 2 boxes on it. I cut them off. I threw them in the back of it. I didn't throw them. I gently placed them into the back of the van, and we're off and running. So white toner is officially here. As far as when I will get to it, I don't know. It'll be soon. If everything goes well, I'd like to talk about some stuff on next Tuesday with Todd. Maybe do an unboxing in that, but I'm probably going to have to open it up before then. I know we have 2 softball teams that closed down stores. That was on Monday, and so that's what this week is all about there. Then we had another fundraiser that also closed on Monday, and then there was something else that closed on Monday too. So we had a lot of stuff close on Monday, and all that stuff needs to be out by the by the end of this week, which means it's just buckle down and go time. Plus, with all the transfers and everything else that we're doing, I just don't know if I have a whole lot of time to dedicate right now to learning a new software, learning a new machine, learning all that. But I am this, this is a 3-day weekend coming up, and what better thing to do than to learn? So, yeah, that's the plan. Is that white toner is here now? White toner for me. Garments, I think it's for a perfect fit for somebody that wants to offer full color solutions and say that 12 and under, maybe 24 and under, but I think that's kind of pushing it. 12 is going to be the magic number. So those single one-off ones, I think that's where white toner is really going to come in handy at. Because for us, even firing up the DTF, I'm not firing it up for one image, because between the 3-foot lead and the 3-foot tail, I can get away with about 1.5 foot tail. I'm wasting 5 foot of material just for one image. So I send stuff that we need with other things. So why would I do that, right? It just doesn't make sense for one-offs. White toner does cover that. But where I really think white toner is going to succeed, and especially for us and the things that we do, is on temporary tattoos. It's going to be for water slide decals. Those are the two things that we get requested the most as it is already. And because especially add-ons for things that we do. So we said, well, hey, this really makes sense for it. And then the other thing is going to be on hard substrates. So to be able to put things on tumblers, to be able to put things on coffee mugs, full color on darks, full color on things that you can't sublimate. So we're really looking forward to that. And I can't wait to see the process, how it works. Is it going to work? Which way is the best way, And so we're going to roll through it all. We're going to find out what works, what doesn't work. The other thing is too on foils, because I love the foils, and we've done that before, where you can just run it through the toner, boom, put the foil on and go. So I'm really excited about all the things that white toner is going to open up for us, and I can't wait to be able to share that for you. So look for that as we go into the fourth quarter. But here's the thing. Let's check in and see everything. Yeah, right. Chuck, it's better. Thank you very much. Eric, hello to you. Eric, it's sunny and the mid to upper 80s there in the Pac Northwest. Very nice. Hola, Tanya. How are you doing today? How you feeling? I knew you were slinging ink this morning. Did you get it everywhere, or did you just keep it where it needs to go? Because that's my thing, is I know I would get that everywhere. Yeah, it'll get the pirate ship eventually. And now Karista's manning shipping today, folks. Oh, and so that's the other thing, too, is I have to have you tape up all those boxes, too. So you might have to ask your mother where the tape is, what she did with that. Because, yeah. So we have somebody new in their shipping department today. So this is going to be fun. So we're doing what we're doing. And I'm looking extra bushy today. I need to get in and get my hair did. That's for sure. Ree, hello to you. So here's what we got on tap today. We are going to talk about some stuff, right? Some stuff. Not really some stuff, but some important stuff. These are 5 things that you really need to know, to have a grasp on, to have a good handle on, if you want to have a successful fourth quarter. Now, it's not only for the fourth quarter, it's for all year long. Just the fourth quarter seems to be a lot of our busier times. Now, we're pretty steady throughout the year. First quarter is a little meh, but that's when we'll go on vacation, when I'll actually leave out of the office and we'll go places. But for a lot of people, this is it. This is their go time, starting at fourth quarter, starting October, it just gets gangbusters, and now it's starting earlier, September, August. It was 2 weeks ago I saw all the Halloween stuff out at Menards. So, everything is coming sooner and faster. So the sooner you get in front of that. So we're going to talk about some things. And then I'm going to let you know right here. I'm going to be dead up front, straight up honest with you. I'm going to pitch you something at the end of this, because, hey, all this is leading up to what we have next week. We do have a workshop next week, starting Monday through Friday. It's $49, and we're going to go really in depth on these topics. There's a workbook that's included with it. There's a 12-week roadmap that's included with it. So I'm going to drop all those links at the end. But no, I'm basically giving you a preview and saying, here's the things to work on. And if you really want to know more about how these things need to work, come join us for the workshop, because then you'll really be able to dive in with it. Now, the great thing about when we do this workshop next week is I am going to do it right alongside of you. Because since now that we are comfortable with where I believe we're comfortable with where we are in the DTF side of things, it's now time for me to really start putting some marketing behind it. Up until this point, it's been a lot of our previous customers, our previous connections, things that we made, word of mouth stuff, but we hadn't really put anything out there to go out and find new customers. So I'm going to walk through this just like you guys will, because this is the things that we do in our business when we're looking for something new, a new product, a new service, anything new that we want to push. We need to go through these things, and this is nice because you'll be able to see exactly how I do it and go through it. So I'm really looking forward to that next week. Like I said, it's only $49. You can join us over there. We'll drop the information at the end. That's what we do here. All right, let's see. Have contained the ink for the most part. Good job. Way to go for you. And that is right, Curtis. Better late than never. And did I get yours, Renee? Better late than never. Hot and humid in Chicagoland. Water in the bottle. I got water in the cup, and it was hot and humid out there. It was very dewy this morning, taking the kids to school, and then I don't know about you, but it was windy here. So when I went out to FedEx, first it looked like we were in prison because they had barbed wire around everything, and like the crazy prison vestibules that you have to walk through. But once we were able to get inside, they said, "Well, just pull around to the ramp." I said, "Well, which side?" They're like, "It doesn't matter. There's a ramp on both sides at the same place." Okay, why can't I just drive through the building then? We just load it right there. So we get over there, but man, the wind was just whipping through there. And then when we went to pick up the kids, it was kind of the same thing. Is sitting in the shade. There was the wind was out there, but man, you got in the sun. That heat was rocking and rolling, man. It was crazy, but it felt phenomenal. I love that out there. Yeah, so windy. Yeah, okay. So it was windy, windy, windy for you. All right. So here's basically what we're going to cover tonight. We're going to talk about some stuff, and the things that we're going to talk about is, these are the 5 things that you need to do to have a successful fourth quarter. And like I said, once you figure out these things, it's pretty much all year long. Defining your customer, defining your brand, picking your path, then set your path, and then you've got that implement and evaluate. Those are the 5 things right there. Now we're done with it. Go off and have an amazing night. See you guys later. That's not how it works. Of course, you want more information than that, right? I mean, I'd want a little bit more information than that because why not, right? I mean, hey, well, we can do it. We can do it. We're not just going to give you all of the information, but we're going to talk about each one and why it's important and the reasons behind it. But they said to really get in depth in this, that's what next week's for. That's what next week's all about. So the first thing is going to be defining your customer, right? Depending on who you are, what business you're in, what products you sell, we all know, right, that not every product is for every customer. And so you may not be for every customer. Every customer may not be for you. Now, if there's a product that, is very feminine and women orientated, and that's where you're going through, would you really send that in front of guys, right? Probably not, because then it's just a waste of your money. So what you want to do is you want to, make sure that you define your customers. You really need to put that magnifying glass on who your ideal customer is, and then what makes them unique, especially for that product. Because the more that you can find your perfect customer, the better chance that you have of making more money. And what does that mean? Well, typically, I want to spend for every dollar that I spend on Facebook ads, say, I want a $3 to $5 return. So for every dollar spent, I want $3 to $5. Because if I spend $10 on ads, I expect $30 to $50 in sales. If I spend, $100 in ads, I want $300 to $500. You see how that works? Now, the way that happens is by knowing who my customer is, making sure that I'm getting to the right customer, making sure that my message is getting in front of the right people. And that's where you really have to look at, into yourself, look into your business, and really define who your customer is. Does that make sense? Making sure that you're in front of there. Give me a thumbs up if it makes sense, thumbs down if it don't, or just if it indifferent, just stop, and you don't have to type anything, and I'll figure it out from there. But that's going to be, one of the biggest things that you need to do when it comes to your business, the things that you want to sell, the products that you want to push, anything like that, is it's going to be defining your customer. You got to know who your customer is. If you're not, you're just hoping and praying, right? In those days, it kind of reminds me of, when it was radio and TV and newspaper ads. You just put it out there because you didn't really know who was watching or who was reading or who was listening. They kind of said, here are our demographics. we're 18 to 24, or we're this, we're that. But, did you really know if you were getting it out there? You were just kind of, just putting it out there. So you're spending the money on there. It's like putting on a billboard. You're putting it up there. Yeah, maybe there's 10,000 people that drive by a day, but what if it's 10,000 of the wrong people that are driving by? Well, you just wasted that money on nothing, right? Right. So if you put it in those were of that 10,000, 5,000 of them were the right people. Hey, it means half those people are seeing your message, or half the people that you really want as customers. And then you can narrow it down even further, and you can get 10,000 people. 10,000 of those want your product, want to hear your message. There's your perfect customers, right? So in today's day and age, with digital marketing, with Facebook ads, with TikTok ads, with Instagram ads, with LinkedIn ads, with all the ad spaces that are out there on the social media side of things, you can really nail down who your customers are. And when you can do that, then it is like turning on that faucet. Oh, I need sales. Let me turn on that faucet and watch the sales come out. But if I turn on that faucet, no sales are coming. You got to kind of evaluate some stuff. You got to go through, is the right message? Is it the right, am I in front of my right customers? There's a lot of that where it's, am I in front of the right customers? And so that is probably the biggest tip that I can give everybody, is to make sure to define your customer, and that, you have your message getting out to the right ones. Because so many times I hear people say Facebook ads don't work. Well, what do you mean they don't work? Well, I spent money and nobody bought. Okay. Were you in front of the right people? That's step one. Were you in front of the right people? Because if you weren't, then it doesn't matter how great your ad was. It doesn't matter how great your product was. It doesn't matter how great your price was. If you're not in front of the right people, none of it matters. Because when it comes to successful campaign, it's being in front of the right people, showing the right product. So make sure, you have good copy, good pictures, all of that. And then the price. There are price conscious people out there. So if your price is more than others, and I got a damn dog barking, I love it. I love it. I love that dog more than anything in the world. I wouldn't give, I would give everything if that dog just, that amazing dog. But last thing is knowing, you got to make sure that you're in front of the right one. So, getting your customer, defining your customer. I'm just going to set him. I just might have to leave and go put him outside. Yes, Tanya, that's Reggie. Yeah, that's Reggie. That's Reggie. Come here so I can beat you. Come here so I can beat you. Nope. See, he won't even come here because he knows I'll beat him. He knows I'll beat him. He just wants to bark. You want to see him? Reggie, come here. Crystal will carry him over here. He's probably going to knock stuff over. Look, there he is. You see yourself on TV, dummy? Look, there you are. You're on the TV. You see yourself? You're going to bark? No. You're in trouble, don't you? Get out of here. Go chew a tube. Go chew a tube or something. The damn dog. I'm telling you, Tanya. This is probably one of the dumbest things I ever did, was buy that dog. The dumbest thing. Dumbest thing ever. Yes. Oh, Reggie, right? That's right. Oh, Reggie. It's there. And now Krista doesn't know how to use a tape dispenser. So now I can show her how to use a tape dispenser. Look, this is what she's running into.
Mom told me to just pull it and cut it.
Well, you got to have it on the right way, because you have it on backwards.
I didn't even put it on there. It was on there when I took it out of the package.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, now I want to make sure that this is the right way. What in the hell? Yeah, this is Oh, Jesus. Why do I make things Why does everybody make things difficult for my life? Like, I don't get it. Why is everything difficult on my life?
Should I stick to cutting it?
If you want to. I don't care. So I don't have time for this. There. Now I'll have time for this.
So wait.
There. What does that do?
I think that's supposed to cut the tape, doesn't it? Does it have to go back through there?
Oh, yeah, something like that. It goes through there somewhere. Grab the instructions.
There is no instruction.
This is why I can't go live, folks. Like, legit. I should have just called it for a day. I should have said, listen, technical difficulties. Shipping department is closed. I'm trying to figure this out, and we're going to have to postpone this by like a half hour. I knew when I went to open up the shipping computer and I decided I wanted to update, it was going to be an amazing, amazing time. So we got that. Back to the track of the show, right? That's what we need. Back to the track of the show. So defining our customers is number one. The next thing is we got to define our brand, right? We got to know who we are as a business, so that way we can tell others who are a business. And your brand's just not the colors of your logo or the font on your business card. I mean, look, I've got different colors here. I've got different colors in my other one. I've got a dog that barks at nothing, and it just drives me insane. Like it is what it is. So your brand is going to be your core values, your personality, and how others perceive your customer. So me, hopefully, as people see my personality through, our videos, we're live 5 days a week. So they're able to get on and check us out, see if we're real, see if we align with our same values, same, personality. If we just line up, so we want to put out that positivity that we have. We want people to know that we do good work. We want people to know that we're there for them, that we're willing to work with them on artwork, really to work with them through orders, and really, really there to help them grow their business. So, what are we putting out there? How are we being perceived by others? When we're able to figure out who you are, what your brand is, how you should be putting yourself out there, putting your business out there, things like that. That'll really, help bring everything together. Knowing who your brand is, knowing who your customers are. Hey, these are important things. These are things that you need to know who your business. Like right now, how many of you, if I said, hey, right now, what are your core values of your business? A lot just don't have it. And it's not that they don't have core values; they just haven't written them down. Everybody has it there, right? Everybody has their core values. Everybody knows. What was it? Does it just need to be pulled up?
I don't know what was on the blade.
Oh, there was a cutter on it. So there's a lot that there's a lot that goes into that, and it's not just one of those where I'm just going to throw some stuff at the wall and hope it sticks. You really need to get in there and really need to define who you are, who your brand is, what you're all about, because the more clear you on that, the more clear that you are on that, the better that you can put that message out there to others, the better that you can put your brand out there. So that's it. Define your brand. You know what your brand is. There, I feel so at home. Her sister's the same way, right? Like, so here's the thing. It's like all day long, this dog will be fine. He won't bark. He won't do anything. He'll just lay there. And I don't even know he's here. Carista comes home and he decides that's the time that he's going to bark. That's the time that he's going to chew things up. That's the thing that he's going to attack things that aren't there. That's the times that spiders are going to scare him. He goes crazy. So yeah, welcome home, Tanya. Welcome home, right? Because what did we do to deserve this, right? Okay, so 1 and 2 out of our way. Defining our customer, defining our brand, right? The next one is we need to pick our path. This is where you're going to take all the stuff that's out there and figure out what is the best thing for you. Because what works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. And that's okay, because we really need to, figure out what is the best platform or strategy that we should be using. Because what is we want? We want to get the most value out of our marketing time and money. Going back to one, defining your customer, you're going to find out where your customers are, and that's going to help you really figure out, picking your path, because the right approach to this is so unique to each company. It's because, like you said, what works for one may not work for the other. And there is an endless possibilities of that, what you can do. So our goal is to help you narrow that down, just look at what's out there right now. We have Facebook, right? We have Instagram, right? We have TikTok. We have Snapchat. We have LinkedIn. We have word of mouth. We have local. So, right there's what am I missing? There's 7 right there. And if you try and do them all at the same time, you're going to do crappy at it. When you're right off the bat and it's just you and you're trying to put things together and you need to select the printer. You need to select the printer. Mom, whatever reason, has it on that, so switch it over to the Rolo. I just heard this going off, and I'm like, what?
The Rolo.
Yeah, switch it over to the Rolo, and then hit it there. Yeah. Oh, and to top it all off, yesterday or Monday when I shipped stuff out, yeah, I only one. No, all of them needed to print.
Why don't we print one?
No, you need to print all of them. Do a batch thing.
I
Go
was
back.
doing it individually.
Okay, do whatever you need to do to make it work.
That's how I learned how to do it.
Batching, so they all print. Now she's doing one at a time. This is where hourly pay screws people, right? Because they find the slowest way to do things and still get paid instead of batching out all their stuff. So yes, that's what I love. Yeah, Alan, right here. There's more. Twitter, Pinterest. Yeah, there's so many platforms out there, and when you try and put something on all of them, I mean, that's what when you, especially if you're not sure what you're doing, how can you decide? Okay, this works for me. This doesn't work for me. This is you're getting pulled in so many directions. Like me, hey, just start with one. Start with one where your customers are, and then grow from there. Learn it well, get efficient at it, and then go from there. We did something. What was it? Tuesday? Was it last Tuesday? Monday? I'm trying to think. Last time I was talking with Aaron. But we came down to content, and the day before I had like 70 pieces of content out there, and a lot of it were reels, a lot of it were YouTube shorts. There was some Instagram stories, there were some Facebook stories, but a lot of it was the same content. It was just repurposed across all of it, so I was able to schedule it up and send it all out. And I did some testing on one video, same hashtag, same everything, and it was uploaded a minute apart. Right, so we'll see what happens with that. What happened with it? I'm gonna go back and see if I can find it, because one got like, I don't know, 10 views or something. I'm gonna look and see, because it was pretty crazy, because one got like 10 views, and I think the other one got like, I don't know, 1,100 or something like that. Maybe 200, and it was something like considerably more. I'm going to see if I can go back and find it real quick. Just say what it is. Yeah, I would tape that. You can tape it with the label or the plastic, but I would definitely tape that down. But let's see if I can find it here real quick. I'm just going to look. Yeah, here it is. One got one view, and the other one got 1.6 thousand views. So 1,600 views on one, and the other one got one. It was the exact same video. So, I'm still trying to figure out this whole shorts thing, and when is the best time to do it? When the best time to put stuff out there? Because there's videos that I'll get that'll have 6,000 views, and there's other ones that I will have 0 views or 1 view. And so it's like, okay, what is the, trying to figure it out and go from there. Now, to do that across all the platforms and put everything out there, that's a lot. Not only is that a lot of work, it's a lot of time. And most of us, when we're just starting off, what do you have? You might have a lot of time, or you might not have a lot of time because you're really busy. You're trying to get work done. You're trying to make sales. You're trying to make shirts. You're trying to make mugs. You're trying to make everything. And so to sit down and now spend another 3-4 hours posting on all these platforms to get more business, that's tough, right? It's tough to think, how the hell am I going to do that? I say you don't need to do that. You don't need to find, you don't need to be on every platform all the time. Where you need to be is where your customers are. So you start with there, and once you have that nailed down, you're going to go out and you're going to get more customers, and you're going to find out where those customers are, and you're going to go from there. You're going to keep going from it. So what have we got so far? Three of the 5 so far. We got to figure out who our customer is, right? We got to figure out who we are, who is our brand, and we got to decide, where we're going to market, how are we going to do it there. So what's the next step? Everybody should know what this next step is. We got to set up that plan, right? We got to plan. Because if we're not planning, what are we doing? We're just rolling those dice. Let's see what happens, right? Because we've got a great groundwork now. We know who our customers are. We know who we are. We know where we're going to be at. So we can really make that plan. We can really dive into this and get a good focus, a good strategy. We can really focus on what we need to do. We can look ahead at dates that are upcoming, events, anything that pertains to our customers, our platform, our brand. How can we build a better brand for it? How can we market to them? When can we market to them? We're going to start setting that plan in motion. and that's part of that 12-week roadmap. We're going to have this 12-week roadmap in the training next week planned out for you. Here's everything between now and then. Here's ideas of things to post. Here's things on where to do it. Here's things to talk about, because we want to get there. Now we know that that fourth quarter, and if there's anybody here that can tell me otherwise, I'd love to hear how you're doing it. But for a lot of us, especially if you don't have a retail store, by the time about the middle of December hits, you're kind of burning down, right? You're towards the end there, because anybody that needs something by Christmas has already ordered it, and it's on its way, so it needs to be shipped out for it. So now it's your time. You're finishing up your inventory. You're taking time for the family. You're making cookies. You're doing whatever, because it's slower, because everything's been done up to that point. Now, if you have a storefront, we're busy up until Christmas Eve of people coming in and getting last minute stuff, and that's just the nature of having a retail storefront. But with those with online, it starts to slow down. I talked to one of my friends in the crafting industry, who has a supply house, and they said that surprisingly, December is their slowest month. They said usually by the second week of December, it's kind of like, okay, everything's done, and now what? And that's why Christmas parties, that's when their time off, and they're taking that week off between Christmas and Thanksgiving, because there's not a whole lot going on. They said, everybody's done crafting. They've already got all their stuff to make their things. They may need a last minute thing here and there, but they don't have, a big need for it. And they said they see it pick up again, probably the second, third week of January. So they said, they have about a month lull where it's, business about half of what it normally is, half of typically what a typical week would be that time before it starts to pick back up. So don't, freight if you are one of those people where it starts to get, where it feels like it got slow right there at Christmas. Got it all figured out? Perfect. Awesome. Shipping is complete. Yep, send them to the side. That's all you got to do. Awesome. Packages are going out. So there we go. That's awesome. Now, hopefully they all end up at the same destination, at the destinations they were intended to, because we had two packages go out on Monday that went to two different people, and luckily somebody caught it with the one, and we were able just to get stuff reprinted for the other one, and the other one's going to help us out and forward it on for us. So that's always awesome when we're able to do that for it. But back to this, that planning part is so important, because when you can set that plan up for that fourth quarter. Okay, so on this day I'm going to post this. On this day I'm going to talk about this. On this day I'm going to do this. When you can set all of it up, it makes it so much easier than that day of, or that hour of. Okay, what am I going to talk about? What am I doing? How am I putting this out here? What am I doing? And even with me, even though I will usually spend probably a couple. This month is a little different because I've already got stuff scheduled going into next month. But typically for me, Sunday morning is my social media day. That's when I will schedule up stuff for the week. There now at the first Sunday of the month, there are posts that I schedule up throughout the month that I just know on certain days at certain times I'm going to have this posted out there. A lot of that's our affiliate stuff. Here we're going to talk about this on this day, this that day, put that out there for it. But then I know I consistently have content going out for those. I said, hey, yep, I will make sure that I have X amount of posts, or I will talk about this and that, or ask questions, and I'll have those scheduled to go out there. And then I don't have to worry so much about what's putting up, what's going out. Like this week, since we do have the 5 keys of marketing next week, every day there's a post about it. So it's already scheduled out there, ready to go for it. There are some other events, that we know are coming up that we can look at, the schedule. Here's this, here's that. What can we put out there to go around that? And then it'll still allow me time to, if I want to just post a picture for the day, or ask a question. Maybe I saw something that I can still post that and still have that going. To generate, interest, people talking, ask questions. That's the biggest key that I think when it comes to posting that I give people is ask questions, and ask questions that answers are more than just a yes or no. You want an engaging stuff, so ask those questions that bring those engaging answers. Anything that you can do to increase engagement really helps your social media presence, because as the algorithms see that, they're like, oh, we should show this to more people. Because that's the worst thing about social is you got to think, if you think you're posting too much, you 100% are not. And the reason that I can say that is how many people are seeing your stuff. Very few people that I know of, and if so, somebody can let me know and what is it, rebuttal me, and I would be happy to go back and forth. But not a whole lot of people scroll back hours of stuff. Like, I'm not going to sit back here and get online right now, and I'm not going to scroll back till stuff that was posted this morning. I just don't have that type of time to scroll back. I might give you 10 swipes of stuff. So if it was in those 10 swipes, I might see it. But if it's not in there, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to scroll back and do it. And I can be your perfect customer. That's just the way that a lot of it works. That's why, when a song is popular on the radio, what happens? You hear it all the time. If there's a commercial that's awesome and doing its job, why is that? Well, because you hear it, once an hour, or you see it on TV every hour. There's a lot of commercials that you know of that when you watch certain programs, you're going to see them. Why? Because they know that you're their target audience. Here's what you're going to want, and you're going to see those same commercials every time. That's how marketing works. We want to get our messages in front of the right people as often as possible. So you could post the same message 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, evening, and get 3 different people, because there is a good chance that the same person isn't going to see all 3 of those. So think about that when you're putting your stuff out there. Yes, Curtis, thank you. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button too. Like and subscribe. We do this every Tuesday with Todd. Next Tuesday, we'll probably get back into making stuff on the White Toner. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, we do morning mindset. We set you up for a morning. We get you in the right mindset to start your morning off. We do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. And on Thursdays, we do a DTF bundle drop. So Monday through Friday, we're live every day. We love it. Alan, do you use Buffer to post on social media accounts? I do use Buffer. Now, me and Buffer have a love-hate relationship. I've been using Buffer for 3 or 4 years now, and sometimes it just doesn't like my stuff, and so it won't post it. One of the biggest issues is with like Instagram, it will remind me that I need to go there and post it. It'll give me the information for it, but won't auto post to it. I think there's a lot of schedulers that are that same way, where Instagram, you just can't do that for it, but it will take care of our Facebook stuff for sure. So I can get a lot of mileage out of Buffer on the Facebook side of things. Now with that, if I can post things through Facebook itself, through your business manager, you can post on both Facebook and Instagram and Reels and stories, and you can do all of that from the business manager side of Facebook. And we're going to get more into that next week. But that really helps too. Same thing with YouTube. You can get onto YouTube and you can schedule out your stuff. So you spend a day filming and you can drop stuff every day. Right now, I'm dropping between 6 and 10 shorts a day on YouTube. And pretty much YouTube, TikTok, everywhere is we're trying to do 6 to 10 things. So if we do 10 things and we're dropping them on Instagram, we're dropping them on Facebook, we're dropping them on YouTube Shorts, and we're dropping them on TikTok. That gives us between 24 and 40 pieces of content that are just dropping right there, not including our normal stuff that we do, between the groups, between the pages, and just talking with that. So, like I said, we put a lot of content out there, and it's so simple and easy to do today. Why? Because everybody has one of these. Everybody may not have one that's broken. And Corey says, well, you need to get a new phone case. And, it was the kids that was the last family vacation we took, where all the kids and I and Corey, and that's been a couple of years, but since the new iPhone comes out next month, I was like, why am I going to spend $9 on a case when I'm going to get a new phone next month? And then it's just worthless. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape on it. So she doesn't like it, but whatever. I'm not going to spend $9 on a case. I'll spend $900 on a phone, but I won't spend $900 on a case for whatever, because that's how I roll, right? I'm not the only one that feels that way, right? All right. So getting through all this, right? Define your customer, define your brand. We got to pick our path. We got to set that plan, right? Setting that plan. And then the last thing you got to do is you got to implement and you can evaluate. Planning, what's the old saying? Planning is planning. It's something with execution, where planning means squat unless you don't execute, right? And not every plan is a good plan. I'd be the first to tell you, I've thought things were amazing plans and I put them in motion. They sucked. But I learned that they sucked. So I learned what not to do. So when someone says, hey, Facebook ads don't work, I say, yeah, they do. And they're like, what did I do with this? I'm like, okay, so you spent that, you did this, this, and this. That means not to do that, and that, right? Because you learned something. Absolutely, you'll learn something because you just you had to figure that out. That's what you have to go. So you got to really just look at the analytics of it, right? The plan is only as good as the ad is the what is it? The plan is only as good as the actions you take. Does that sounds vaguely familiar? But you have to take feedback from each one of those steps. You have to know what to do with it. You have to see, is there something I can change? When it comes to like a good ad, making sure it's in front of the right people, that's a start. Making sure the copy is good, making sure your pictures or videos are good, and making sure the price point's good. So what is it? And when you're running things in ads manager, you can see, what are the clicks, where are they coming from, what are they doing? Are people clicking but then they're not getting there? So they read through the part of it, they read through the copy was good, they clicked the button. Well, now they got to the next page where it's the buy page, but they're not buying. Okay, what's the pressure point, what's the pain point in that? Because you want to create a seamless transition for them. Because if things are clunky and they're hard to do and you got to go search for stuff, like, I get that way. Like, if you send me a link and I have to go here, now I have to do 30 things to get it. I'm over after like doing 2 things. So you want to make it as seamless as possible for them. Yep, go here, put in here, and then go from there. In fact, hold on one second. That was the main reason behind the get a quote option on our website. Because we had options for people to do, pick out sizes and pick out this. And when they said, hey, if you don't know, just give them the quote. Say what you want and what you're looking for there, and we'll get back to you with a quote. That way you don't have to decide for yourself and get overwhelmed with it. Put in there, and we will get you the best thing for it. We asked our people what, Sarah, we could see things not coming through. And so it was like, here, get a quote. How can we do that for you? And so that was that. Set a plan in motion, and we were able to evaluate and get that feedback on it and figure out, okay, what is working? What's not working? How is this working? Okay, what can we change? How can we pivot? 2020 was the year of pivot. We all learned pivot from it, right? You want to be able to on the fly be like, okay, this isn't work. Boom, we're going down this way now because I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. That's not working. We're going to go here. We got to be able to take advantage of those new opportunities, and we want to continue to maximize everything along the way. And when you do all these 5 things, when you find this customer, when you know who your customers are, when you know who you are, when you have the right path selected with the right platform to go off of, you've got a plan of what you're going to do in that platform, and then you're able to take the information from it. You're implementing it, you're seeing what's going on, and then evaluate. You have a really good plan in motion. Getting through this fourth quarter of stuff, man. If you're able to rock it on that, then guess what? Just you keep it rolling. You keep it rolling for next quarter, and then the next quarter, and you just keep refining it, and you get better and you get better, right? Exactly. Ready, aim, ready, fire, aim, right? Ready, fire, aim. We're just gonna hope and pray. We're gonna be like the kids. We're gonna have the gun. It's not all. It's more like that, and we're just gonna see what happens. No, as much as we don't want to do that, we know we want to be able to hit everything, right? But if we can take our time and we know what we're doing and we get the proper plan in place, then we are, ready to, ready, aim, fire. And it's just firing on all cylinders go. That's the key. They said the great thing about this training next week, and now I'm going to give you the link, because this is all stuff that we're going to talk about next week. We're going to do it 5 days. So it's Monday through Friday. Yes, Monday is a holiday. We know this. But it's Monday night. It's going to start then. You're able to get into it. It's only $49 to get in, and it's going to be 5 nights of training. So it's September 5th through the 9th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Each one is going to be about 45 minutes long. There is an upsell with it too. If you want to get more information, more tips, more tools, more questions answered, we do have an upgraded access for that. But we're going to do our best to make sure that you have a successful fourth quarter. And this is how you're going to get the workshop includes workbooks, plenty of action items, homework. Yes, there's going to be homework. And like I said, I am going to be doing this right alongside of you because we are building it on the transfer side of our business. And that's what I'm going to go through and figure, I know who our perfect customer is. I'm going to refine that until we go there. Because, hey, that's step by step. This is exactly what we're doing. We'll find out where our people are, what's going on with it, how can we do it. And we're going to go through, and you guys are going to be along for the ride. I hope that you join us, and I want you to have a successful fourth quarter too. Because at the end of this, we're going to have a killer marketing plan, right? It's going to be customized to your business. It's going to be different for what my business is. It's going to be different for what your business is because all businesses are different. So we're going to do what needs to be done to make sure that all of our businesses are successful. And how does that happen? The first step is you have to be the one to take that initiative and have to take the drive. Now, if you are a current OSG member, guess what? This training is included for free for you, so you do not need to do anything for it. Um, all you can do is just get in here and do it. That's it. Take that action, be that action step. And it's super simple, super easy. OurSuccessGroup.com/5 keys marketing. That's what we get into. Like I said, $49. We'll be there. And here's the great thing. Vicky, great question. Will there be playback of next week's training when we pay for it? Because I'll be on a plane on Monday. Absolutely. So you're going to have access to this. I know when you upgrade, you get it for longer, but yeah, you're going to have access to be able to go back and watch this training, go back and do the homework, go back and do every part of it. Now we have done this now, 3 years, 19, 20, 21, 22. This will be 3 years. I think we've done this now. And we used to do it where it was like 5 weeks in a row and it was all Wednesdays. And I said, what if we just refresh this? And we did it, for a week, just as a workshop, get in here, get out of it. Let me go along with it too, because I feel comfortable with where I am on the transfer side of things. Because that was the thing, is I wasn't going to push anything until I was comfortable with the process on the finished side of things. Before, when we were just running our converted desktops, we couldn't keep up. Right. It was a hassle. So I didn't want any more business because it just stressed me out because I couldn't keep up with what we had. And at that time we were just, word of mouth stuff, showing off what we did from there. And then when we got the commercial one and we had issues with that to start off with, it was like, I'm not ready for that. I'm good with taking care of the customers we have. We have a great turnaround time. We have great customers that we're working with, but until I feel comfortable with the process, I'm not going to go out and get more customers because what am I going to do? I'm just going to piss off the customers that I currently have if things happen. But when I get to a point where I'm comfortable with the process, knowing how to timeline, everything that's good with it, then now, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and it's time to go all in on push that side of it. We've let a lot of our business not slide, but kind of sit on that back burner because, we do more than just transfers, signs, banners, decals, finished products, where we have probably a good handful of customers where we do all their printing for them. So all their shirts, all of their mugs, they basically outsource everything to us and we just take care of it for them, which I love doing. And, that's why I said, you don't need, I don't need 1,000 customers that spend, $100 a year. What I'd love to have is, 100 customers that spend $1,000 a year. Or better yet, I'd like to have 50 customers that spend $2,000 a year. Or if I could have 10 customers that spend $10,000 a year. And wouldn't that be nice? I mean, just think about that. If you just had 10 customers that, hey, I got 10 customers and every month they spend $1,000 with me. Sweet, right? I had a conversation with one of our customers, and they're good customers. They're a weekly order on stuff. And we were going back and forth on just things, and they were looking at buying a new truck because they were saying, for the business for that. And I said, yeah, we just looked, and I'm looking at the Grand Cherokee L. Yeah, because it's the long wheelbase Grand Cherokee. It's like $60,000. Like I know stuff got expensive, but gone are the times of buying something decent for like 30,000 new. Right now it's like 60,000 new. So gone are the times of like a $600 payment was like, whoo, man, I don't know. If you want something decent, that's what you're spending. You're spending $600, no questions asked. That's just what it is. Because that to me is just like crazy. So I said, well, here's the deal. Here's the deal, sir. I'm going to need you to double your account with me so that way I can purchase a new vehicle. You think that is possible? Because I got a kick out of it. So the next time they actually sent in an order, and I said, sir, there is something we need to do. I'm going to need 6 more of these. So, I have a truck payment that's coming up. So make sure that you cover that for me because it's crazy. But when you find your right customers, that's why I say you don't need a boatload of them, right? You know where you want your business to be. You know where you have your goals set for your business. You know what you need. You know what you want. And what is it? 80% of your business should come from 20% of your customers. That sounds like the right thing. Where you want 80% of your business to come from 20% of your customers. And every year you're probably going to lose 20% of your customers, right? They're going to go somewhere else. They're going to find somebody who's cheaper, better turnaround time, or they look better than you or something, right? So there's that churn that you're going to have with it, but you keep your top customers happy, keep them coming back for more, reach out to them, talk to them. And with us, so many of our customers have turned into friends. That's what it is. We have that business relationship, we have that friendship relationship. And there's times where I tell them, hey, I'm not going to be the cheapest on this. This is just what it is. And I'm like, that's fine. I know. And I at least want to get. I'm like, man, no, this you need to go here to have these do it because like they're going to save you like 20%. And then they're like, well, why don't you just get it from them and then make a little bit on it? Yeah, I should have, but I want to be able to help all my friends out. If there's something that I can help them do and do better, then, hey, that's what we're here for. A lot of us, as much as we want to make money, and profit's not a dirty word. Don't forget that profit is not a dirty word. You are allowed to make profit. You should make profit. You deserve to make a paycheck. You deserve to get paid. If the guy at McDonald's can make 30 some $1,000s a year flipping burgers, then you should be able to make $70,000 a year because you're doing a lot more than burgers, right? So think of yourself, as a real business and look what's out there. I know, for some of you, when you're starting off, it's scary. It's like, I don't know what to go. I don't know what to do. What do I go from here? And so we're here to help you with it on it. I said, I've been there. I went through it all. I started, with just I can't say I started with the craft cutter because I got that later on because I needed it for a specific product because it cut rhinestone flock way better. The Cameo cut flock way better than what we had. The cutter that we were using, it did not cut flock for crap. So I got that, and even though it was slow, it still cut flock amazing. But we started with that, and then we grew, and we put stuff into the business and put it back there, and then everything that we got in, we put back in the business, and then we opened up that 400 square foot store, and I was just there on Saturdays for pickup, but it got things away from the house. But that's when I was working full time, so I didn't want to work full time during the day, and I was coming home here, and then I was working hard here, and I tried to separate it by having the storefront, and it worked out well. I could go there after work for a couple hours. Saturday was pick up some meetings. It worked out really nice, and we outgrew that space, and we ended up in the mall, and that's when things really kind of changed for us on how we were going to do our business. And I got really tired of working 18 hours a day between both the full time job and this. And something had to give, and my family is not one of it. So hey, we dove all in on this and took a huge pay cut and a huge gamble to do it. But I knew we were, here's what we need to survive on. This is where the business is. It can make that, so gone is the playtime, fun time. But we will get back to that because now I can focus on it 100% of the time. And that's what we're allowed to do. So you can start anywhere and just go from there. Help me out, Tanya. Did you not opt in to the next level? What next level? Help me out. Oh, this must be for Brian. I just signed up, but I missed out on the 365 days of content. Brian, reach out, send an email in. We'll get you hooked up on that because I believe, like she said, it was on the next one for sure. But we can get there. Now that's a great thing. The 365 days of content. I came up with that 2 years ago, so it's pretty. I was going to say it's not old, but it's still relevant all the time. Relevant because what I did was, it was specific to that day. Different things at that national whatever day it was. Because in our business, there are some things in there that are content related where hey, what color shirt on this or things like that. But I try to keep it as open as possible, as much conversation that you can start with it, and good conversation starters. So if you don't know, you can't think of something to do for that day, go in there. And so I had a couple different sources that I was using for stuff. I was going through, and I put it there. So finally, I said, well, why don't I can just make my own with it, and that's what we have. So a lot of stuff that we still use still comes from that, and it's a pretty sweet thing. I really dig that one, but. There it is. Okay, so here it is. We're wrapping it up. Top off today. Remember, the 5 things that you need to do to have a successful fourth quarter. Super simple, super easy to do. You don't have to get crazy out there. Just define your customer, define your brand, pick your path, set your plan, and then you just got to implement and evaluate. And these are all things that we're going to talk about in next week's training. So like I say, if you're interested in that, we would love to have you come join us for that because to me, it's going to be super fun training. I can't wait to do it right alongside of you. Like I said, you can just sign up over at OurSuccessGroup.com/5 keys marketing. With that, we will be back here tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time for morning mindset. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get in here and have a great time for that. And then we're following that up tomorrow with Thursday with the DTF bundle drop. There's two that I'm choosing from. I still haven't decided what it is, but we have a rock solid day of stuff. And then I've got a white toner printer. I've got to figure out. Temporary tattoos, that's a must. We're going to rock it with those because that's a super add-on for anybody that is doing anything sports is going to be temporary tattoos. And then on us, Corey really likes using them on the tumblers. So that's where it is in there. In fact, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's got 8 tumblers going right now. Looks like 4. Looks like 8 tumblers going on stuff over there. Which is a lot that she can do with that. The water slides too. So it's a lot of things that we still could use in the business, and I can't wait to show those off and have fun with that because you guys are going to see the ins, the outs, the goods, the bads. All it is the white toner, and I cannot wait. And Brian, me and you, buddy, we're gonna figure out this white toner thing together because I think there's a lot to be made on it. So remember, peace, love, press on. We will see you guys next time. Enjoy your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Until next time. I gotta figure out where all this stuff is. Until next time.